So we've been in the single digits here quite a bit, and it just hasn't been all that fun to get out and do something. Today is supposed to be somewhere in the mid-20s, and a nice sunny day. We're gonna get out and do a little ice fishing. So I probably haven't ice fished in quite a long time. I've had 15 years, and it's something I used to do quite a bit, especially when I was young, a bachelor, and just getting out on my own, really tight on money. I used to just fish like crazy. And then we ended up moving to Milwaukee. I sold off a lot of my gear, and shortly after that we decided to move back to Minnesota. Kind of a funny thing is actually Wisconsin's, you know, Minnesota's known for 10,000 lakes, and Wisconsin supposedly has got more lakes, but the way they define lakes, I think it's like 5 acres or bigger. I'm not quite sure the qualifications here in Minnesota, but from my understanding, the lakes are larger here in Minnesota, what is defined as a lake versus a pond. So anyways, we had moved back, we had never got gear, and today this is sort of like a little event thing to try to get people out, go ice fishing, get some sportsman mindset and some younger people, or just people that haven't gone out and done it before, and they'll put you on the fish, they'll drill your holes, so they're taking care of kind of the missing link for us is actually just the ice auger. Of course, having a Vexilar makes a large difference. If you aren't familiar with that, it's basically sort of shows you where the fish are, and the nice part is you can walk around the ice with a little squirt bottle, spray it on the ice, and drop your little inducer on top of the ice, and it sees through, and you can actually see where the fish are, so you don't have to go around opening up holes and stuff. So the first stop, bait shop. Got the old duck hunting gloves. Getting the ice chunks out. Maybe we got one of those underwater cameras.
And move the camera because the tent keeps pushing in, like popping in. Turn the heater off and everything.
Yeah, it feels nice and warm in here. You guys see much down there?
No. Yeah, there's a piece of seaweed that's sticking straight up because another kid brought his pole and got this little minnow stuck on it. There you go. Now let's try putting this in. Whoever wants the pole. It's stuck on the tension. Let's see if I can get it so the camera can see it.
How deep are we? Like 10 feet or something?
I have no idea. Can you see it in the camera yet? There it is.
So what do you think? Was that pretty fun? At least you got to go out, do a little ice fishing.
Something different.
Got your hand warmers there. Yeah, all those guys down south, they're all talking about planting gardens here. We got plenty of ice out there and will for a little while longer here. It was a pretty slow day out there. They had a little leaderboard of size of the fish, and there really has not been, well, a whole lot of fish turned in. Just kind of a slow day. I don't think this lake's very good. Every time I've ever looked at this lake for fishing with the DNR reports, it just really hasn't been that good. And looking at like the depths and some of the drop-offs, I usually like to fish sort of a drop-off for crappies and stuff. I usually do pretty well, but well, it is what it is. So what kind of fishing story would this be if we didn't talk about all the huge fish we caught? I'll tell you, some of them are so big we couldn't even capture them on camera. I mean, just the girth of them, I mean, it was like this big around. So I guess for us, the big takeaway, Grace seemed to have a pretty decent time. I think just being in the big group out there, the little village out on the frozen lake, probably helped a little bit. And we'll try to continue to do this in small increments and hopefully build her love for it a little bit more naturally. She definitely does show interest in fishing in the summer months, so we'll continue to hopefully build on this. I think what we'll eventually do here is when we go back into town next, we'll probably pick her up a tackle box. We haven't really started establishing a tackle box for her. She got a few little items today that can easily go in there. So that way when she moves out on her own, that's one item that she's got to take with her, because I think fishing is a pretty important thing. Whether we go out and invest some money, several $100s in some ice fishing gear, I'm not quite sure yet. We'll take her out several more times. I'd like to go out and get a Vexlar again, another portable ice house. Because ice fishing for me is definitely one of my favorite types of fishing, so especially over like stuff in the summer. You get a lot of recreational skiing and jet skiing, stuff like distractions like that, where it's very easy to get away from the crowd on a lake, even if you're in the cities or something, and it's just silent out there and you just feel like you connect with nature. I just personally enjoy it more. So anyways, I got a couple chores here I gotta get wrapped up, and then I think when the sun sets, we recently just pulled out the Nintendo, the original one, and Grace's been showing a little interest in that. She's been liking the Mario Brothers, and then there's the old original Nintendo or Ninja Turtles game that used to be on the arcade, and I remember as a kid I spent hours in the arcade playing that, and she seems to show interest in it, so we'll probably play around with that a little bit once the sun sets here. So hope you guys enjoy the video. Hope this inspires you to get out and do a little ice fishing, or if you're from down south, get out and do some fishing and give you a little idea of what it's like to fish out on a block of ice here. So we'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.